Welcome to the Essential Life Textbook class. My name is Chris Blecken, and I am a wellness coach. And I've been in love with essential oils ever since I was first introduced to them back in 2014. I can say that this textbook has been an incredible tool for me, and not just for myself, but for every single person that I have had the pleasure of sharing essential oils with. And I'm so excited to finally have an opportunity to teach this class in a way that can be recorded and shared. So when it comes to health concerns, for me, it's all about discovering and addressing the root cause. So if you're ready to experience real change, you're in the right place. In this class, I'm going to teach you how to get the most out of this valuable textbook. And I'm going to teach you how to approach your health concerns in a holistic way. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that all of the content that I'm going to be sharing, with the exception of my own personal experience, of course, has come straight from this tear sheet. And this is available for purchase at oillife.com. And if you are joining us and for some reason you do not have the Essential Life textbook, you can also purchase that at oillife.com. And then they also have this essential bookmark that's a reference card for the generic and proprietary names for blends and supplements, which definitely comes in handy. So to get started, you're going to want to identify what your top 3 health priorities are. So for example, maybe you're having trouble sleeping, or you'd like to figure out ways to help manage your stress levels, or, just kind of ask yourself, is there anything that you're dealing with that's interrupting your day? Asking that question might help you identify your top 3 health priorities. And you may also want to take a look at this wellness lifestyle pyramid to kind of help guide you. This is where I started. When I did a self-evaluation in each of these areas, I realized my need for change, and it really helped me figure out what my top 3 health priorities were going to be. So go ahead and jot down your top 3 health priorities now, and you can just go ahead and pause this if you need a little bit more time, and then come back when you're ready, to go ahead and move on. And again, think about the things that interrupt your day. Maybe you're like me and you've been to several doctor's appointments and still haven't found a solution that's working for you to, address that health priority of yours. And, maybe you're ready to dig deeper and try some natural solutions and address the root causes of those ailments. So again, if you need more time, go ahead and pause right here and then resume when you're ready. So now it's time to start thinking holistically, right? So instead of focusing on symptoms, you're going to learn how to get to the root cause. So first, you want to identify the symptoms and then choose oils to address the root cause. So from my experience, when people look up oils for symptoms, they often stop there. They don't look any deeper. They just look, maybe they've got, for example, like a rash on their skin or something, and so they'll look up oils for the rash. But our body systems are speaking to us. I want to mention that, that our symptoms are our body's way of speaking. And so, that rash might tell you that there's something else going on underneath that. What is that root cause? And this book is going to help you take it a step further so that you can experience results that you're looking for. And then you simply commit to some simple lifestyle changes. So let's do a little navigating. In this class, we're going to mainly focus on these 4 areas. This book is jam-packed with amazing stuff, but we're going to focus on quick reference, natural solutions, body systems, and natural living. So let's go ahead and take a look at the quick reference section first. So in this section, you're going to go ahead and turn to the quick reference, and you're going to see ailments and ailments index listed A to Z. Now, going back to your top 3 health priorities, think of some ailments that might relate to your priority. And once you get there, you'll see oils listed from left to right. So how do you know which oils you should try? You seriously just try one or a few going through that list, left to right. Pretty simple. But I do want to note that there are symbols that indicate the recommended application methods. So the nose is for aromatic, the hand is for topical, and the glass is for internal. And if you take a look at the top of these pages, it also recommends the amount of drops you would use for each method of application for both adults and children. So safety is so, so important. Small amounts with consistency is always best. Okay, so now you have an ailment and you've already looked at the list of oils that provide the best support, but don't stop there. On the far right, you'll see the body system or systems related to that ailment. This is how you start thinking holistically. So for example, I noticed that most, if not all, of my ailments were somehow related to my immune and lymphatic systems. So when I began to study that section of this book, I had one aha moment after another, and it all began to make sense to me. And then I began to make some simple lifestyle changes and support those systems along with building an essential oil protocol that worked for me. And we'll talk more about that in a few minutes, about how to build a protocol. But just don't stop at just the oils when you're looking up those ailments. Make sure that you do the cross-reference to the body systems. So now let's take a look at the natural solutions section. This is a section of the book that lists all the single oils, the oil blends, and the supplements. And this is where an oil reference card or bookmark really comes in handy. Why? Because if you don't have if you have a doTERRA blend of essential oils, and you take a look at the bottle, for example, let's say Balance. Balance is doTERRA's proprietary name. And if you look at the underneath where it says Balance on your bottle, you'll see the generic name listed, which is Grounding Blend. And in this textbook, the name that's used when you're looking stuff up is the generic name. So all the blends and supplements are listed that way, and that's why this reference card really comes in handy. And if you're part of the Elevate, Educate, Empower team, you'll find a basic reference card or that can double as a bookmark in the files section. So just download, print, and fold that in half and stick it in your book, and you can use that as your reference guide. Or you could also go to oillife.com and purchase that bookmark that you saw in the beginning on that slide online. Or you can also do what I did and just take your stickers, your essential oil stickers, and stick them right next to the generic names for the blends. And of course, that's not going to work for your supplements. And the supplements are a little bit easier to figure out. But when it comes to the blends, like some of the ones that support emotions like Elevate and your Elevation and Citrus Bliss and stuff like that, they're generic names sound very similar and you can get a little bit confused. So use your stickers or your reference guide. And then you're going to want to look at a nugget on these pages that you hadn't noticed before. Take a look at the oils that you already have and get familiar with their properties and common uses. You just might learn something new about an oil that you already had just by going through these pages. So let's take a look at, let's say, lemon together. So I'll give you a minute to go there. And the single oils are listed in the single oils section of the textbook alphabetically. So once you get to lemon, let's look at the top priorities. Do you see that listed? And if you're not familiar, the top properties. If you're not familiar with one of those properties, there's also a section in the back of the textbook that gives the definitions of the properties so you can better understand what they can be used for. And then you'll also see a list of blends that include lemon. plus a list of oils that blend well with lemon. So maybe you want to put lemon in your diffuser and you're wondering what, blends well with it. You'll find that right here on this page. And then do you see the safety tip? Like all citrus oils, it's important to avoid direct sun exposure for up to 12 hours after direct application. So if you know that you're going to be exposed to the sun, you could always apply to the bottoms of the feet, or maybe even just choose to use it aromatically. So for example, let's look at the top uses for lemon together. Do you see where it says congestion and mucus? Notice that the recommended method of application is to rub it topically over the chest or aromatically in a diffuser. So if you know you're going to be in the sun within that 12-hour period, you could just diffuse it or place a drop in your hands and breathe deeply, or maybe even try making a nasal inhaler. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love nasal inhalers. They're so convenient. Okay, so now let's move on to the body systems section of your book. Because many of us have different editions of this book and page numbers may vary, you can go back to the table of contents and look for section 4. You'll see the body systems listed along with subcategories or ailments related to specific body systems. So that's, if you go back to the index, look at section 4 and just kind of look through those ailments. You would want to pick a body system. Remember when we looked in the beginning at the list of oils in the quick reference section, and on the far right it listed body systems. So you'll look through this section for what page that body system would be located on. And that again is going back to your top 3 ailments from the beginning. So go ahead and turn to the page now that is your body system that you're looking at. And pause if you need some more time to get there. But once you get there, you'll see an introduction on the body system. And what I love about this book is that it's written in a way that is so easy to understand. And once you've read through the introduction, you'll see that there's top solutions listed. There's single oils and blends and supplements listed that provide support for that body system. And remember, our bodies are brilliant in design. They have the ability to heal themselves when properly supported. So these pages here are going to help you figure out how to do that. And there's also some usage tips and remedies that are listed that you can kind of play with. So who's ready to talk about natural living? This is one of my favorite sections. Why? Well, because this is where I learned how to use my oils in a way that turned my home into a toxic-free environment. So when you go back, to the body system sections and you really dig deep and read, you're going to notice that eliminating toxic exposure is key to supporting every single body system. And since the oils only cost me pennies per drop, I began to notice huge monthly savings. So let's go back to the table of contents and look at section 5 together. Once you get there to section 5, just take a minute to skim through all the ways that you could incorporate the oils into your daily lifestyle. Before I, started using oils and found this textbook, I had heard that statement that there's an oil for that. I heard that so many times. I thought it was silly, but oh my gosh, it's so true. When I began to really dig into every section of this book, I realized, my gosh, there really is an oil for everything. And we now use our oils for, like I said, everything. It's crazy. And now that we've gone through, the 4 main sections of this book, let's kind of talk about building a protocol. So I love this quote: you can find solutions for anything that is important to you. So if those top 3 priorities are important to you, you can find a solution, right? So if you're ready to learn how to build a protocol, let's go ahead and move on. So here are some 5 basic steps to help you be successful. First, you're going to want to identify the issue, target or goal. And again, that's going back to your top 3 that we listed before. And then next, which oils do you have from the quick reference section? And maybe you want to make a list of oils that you want to add to the oils, maybe your next order or something, so that you can go ahead and put together a solid protocol. And then what recipes could you try from the body systems or the natural living sections? And then you want to get clear. You want to write them down, and for how long you're going to use each protocol or recipe, and also note the time and day and frequency, because it's so important to be consistent. Consistency is definitely key, and you'll want to make sure that it's convenient for you. So for example, if the lifelong vitality supplements are part of your protocol, you might want to get a vitamin sorter and have your supplements sorted for 1 week at a time, and then keep them with you. So if you forget to take them before you leave the house, you have them in your handbag, and you can just pop them in and, make sure you don't miss a dose. Or maybe you end up eating out and you planned on being home. You want to make sure that you have them with you in case you want to, take them with your meals. Also, setting reminders in your phone might be helpful. It's hard to create habit without routine. So having those reminders either in your phone, Post-it notes on your bathroom mirror, whatever works for you, help yourself be successful by, doing things that are going to remind you or make it convenient so that it becomes a habit. And then finally, you want to try your protocol for a few weeks and kind of reevaluate. Is it working? Could you try something else? I like to keep a journal. Keeping a journal really helped me learn how to listen to my body and kind of track my success, what's working, what's not working. So journaling is also very helpful. So let's just kind of review that real quick, because this part is super important. That the key to success is to, number 1, make it convenient. Have your oils, maybe oils that you're going to diffuse every night, have them next to your nightstand, right? You're going to be consistent, set those reminders in your phone, and again, keep a journal. This is all going to help you be successful. So I strongly agree with this statement. Good nutrition is at the heart of all wellness. So going back to that truth that our bodies are brilliant in design and have the ability to heal themselves, the lifelong vitality supplements, along with a couple other key products like a good probiotic and a digestive enzyme, provides our body with that support that it needs to be well. So as you begin to build your own protocol, you may find that there are several oils or maybe even some wellness products that you're wanting to add to your supply. And I want to be sure to point out that ordering through the loyalty rewards program is by far the smartest way to purchase your products. So through the loyalty rewards program, you can earn free products and edit your order according to your needs each month, plus get deeper discounts on wellness products. So for example, when I order my lifelong vitality supplements, I can add up to 3 other wellness products for an even deeper discount than the 25% that I'm already getting. So like I'll order my supplements and then I add Terrazyme, Mito, 2Max, and PB Assist, and I believe it's about $20 each to add it that way, instead of paying approximately, I think it's 34-ish if I were to do them separately. So that pretty much concludes this class. So we've covered just the basics, and I hope that I've simplified things a bit. I just want you guys that are watching this to feel more empowered to come up with your own protocols, that you've learned something new about this amazing book. And I want to thank you for joining me. I want to encourage you to spend some time in the body system section. So once you have a better understanding of this section, I am totally confident that you will be able to successfully recognize root causes related to specific symptoms and ailments. Trust your intuition and really dig into those sections so that you can feel confident. And my hope is that this class encourages you to begin thinking holistically and dig deeper. Begin supporting your body in a way that results with like real change. And I want to encourage you to make a commitment to just a few simple lifestyle changes and begin to support your body from the inside out, right? Take small steps and set reachable goals, just a little bit at a time. Don't get overwhelmed. And that way you set yourself up for success instead of failure. And you want to start with yourself. Don't go trying to fix family members or anything else. Start with yourself. And once you have your own experiences, I want to encourage you to then share them. Please share them with the people in your life once you've figured all this out. You're going to have all these incredible experiences, and you're going to understand the body systems and know how to think holistically, get to those root causes. And, I often think back to, where I was with my health before I was introduced, to essential oils. And I wonder, where would I be now if my sister-in-law hadn't shared with me? And truth be told, when she first introduced me to essential oils, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention. I strongly believed that if the doctors could not help me, how in the world could a drop of essential oils help? And it was just a matter of time that I realized that nothing, else was working. So, what did I have to lose, right? So maybe you've tried to share with people that didn't seem interested or open to natural solutions. Can I just encourage you by saying that you've planted seeds? Keep sharing and don't get discouraged, because you never know when those seeds might sprout. I personally will forever be grateful to my sister-in-law who shared with me. And I now am committed to share with as many people as possible. I want to invite you just to join me. Be a difference maker. Change lives one drop at a time and live life well.